to get back to some questions after all the RVR talk. So, question number one, can we update a blueprint after we make some changes to the house? The answer is, of course. If you have a blueprint for a house and you make some changes to the house, you can simply re-update the blueprint. Well, that'd be actually update the blueprint, and you'd be just fine. Next. Question. Are there going to be duck-themed undergarments in the game? I'm glad, you asked, Max, you asked multiple questions, and because this one was such an important one to the game, I'm actually letting you get away with it. No, there won't be. But, if we fund, give me your address, maybe I'll send you something. On the unimportant question you asked about great swords, which just kind of said great swords, I assume you're asking, are there going to be? Absolutely. Will there be a dedicated healing class? God, I hope so. There's going to be a lot of corpses on the field. Can a mountain house be blueprinted? No. If, as it says actually in the reward tier, if we build a custom house, it can't be blueprinted. On the other hand, if you build a house on your mountain, your secondary mountain plot, can it be blueprinted? Absolutely. Discuss long cooldowns. So the question is, are we going to have long cooldowns in the game versus short cooldowns? Which gets into the whole, hey, are we going to have instant cast thing and how spells are going to work and abilities are going to work and all that? Honestly, there's going to be a combination of things other than I am not a big fan of having a lot of instant cast spells. I mean, I've said that from the beginning. Could there be some instant cast abilities and spells? Possibly. There won't be a lot. Wrong game. Next. Is there player-owned housing? No. There's no player-owned housing in the game. I was being sarcastic. Of course there's player-owned housing. If you've seen our builder demos, and maybe we'll even have one more before we launch, but maybe not. But we will certainly have player-built housing in the game. How will non-crafters earn money? Same way I'm doing it now, going out in front of all of you and no. How will you earn money? That is a really complicated question because it is more than just, hey, I'm going to kill somebody and take their stuff, because you can't do that. That is going to be a future update. It is long, it is complicated, it is really good. I think it's a little BSC, but I think you guys are going to like it. But of course you can earn money that way. Other ways you can earn money, non-crafters can get some revenue generating property. They cannot be crafters, and crafters will have certain things that they can only get, but there will also be ways for non-crafters to make some money simply by not simply going out and engaging in RVR. What ideas do I have to balance the three realms? Again, I've answered this before. It's a lot of whatever we can think of. I mean, that's really it. Nobody has solved this problem in any sort of tri-realm game or even a dual faction game, at least an MMO. Sure, if you want to lock down sides and say nobody can join a side until the other side is balanced, but obviously we can't do that in this game. Can an NPC build from a blueprint and not a crafter? Yes, I've talked about that. NPCs can build a house for a non-crafter, but they're more expensive and they're not as good. Crafters have the advantage. On the other hand, if you can't find a crafter, and depending on what you need built, they might be able to, and again, might be able to do it. If you're looking to build this huge structure and you need help from an NPC and your guys are engaging in RVR, absolutely. That's, we obviously need to do that. On the other hand, if you're looking to build a big house, if you're looking to do something for yourself and you want an NPC to do it, that's going to be a bit tougher. Are there going to be pet classes in the game? Right now, no. Though a user sent me an interesting idea that I want to think about what kind of pets. It might be interesting. I don't know if we'll do it, but the problem with pet classes is the same problem that's always been for pet classes. Once you have a pet, it's like having another body in there, which means you've got to deal with it, whether it's in modeling it, animating it, and then of course rendering it, when the game goes live. And if I have to sacrifice some pet classes in order to have a game that's going to run at a high frame rate and have our epic battles, we're absolutely going to do that. But we'll see. I love pet classes, and if down the road we see the engine can handle it, we'll think about it. But I can guarantee there will not be a pet class at launch. There is just no way we're going to do that until we really can see the engine really in action.